favorites. The entire process was a lot of fun. I hope it was a lot of fun for him as well. This gentleman was absolutely new to investing in the Dubai real estate market, and he was looking for the best ROI. Before he ever spoke to me and my team, he had already interviewed a lot of other advisors and agents. Having watched some of my YouTube videos, he ended up signing up on our VIP elite program, where we take people from start to finish for their investments. And then we started the process of doing the strategy development for him, and then implementing and finding the right properties. We found a very good investment property and a home. I wish him all the best. I believe it's about helping the client find the best properties, and we can invest in the client's future. All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can you remind me the questions you had last time? They were nice. Yeah. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum on a Saturday, the 20th, on Instagram, YouTube, and I think we're live on TikTok, Facebook. The idea is for me to connect with you guys, you ask me questions, I ask you guys questions, and then we have a nice little conversation and see what's going on, what's cooking, so on and so forth. Obviously, the idea is also to actually answer real estate questions that are coming through from different kinds of people. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Welcome, Sumaya Arakal, Rising 4666, Akbar Mubin. Assalamu alaikum. Hey, Akbar Mubin. Sorry, this is Vamubin. Hey, hi. Hello to you too. Okay. What's your question? Hey, where are you guys logging in from? Would love to know where you guys are logging in from. Sonu Rider. Hey, guys. Thank you very much for joining. I'd love to actually get questions from you guys. Sumaya Arakal does a thumbs up. Are you a real estate agent or a real estate investor? Okay. What brings you here? Sumaya, may Allah bless you. Barakallah. Abhishek Bhuyan. MashaAllah. Wow. What a name. Abhishek Bhuyan. Hello on YouTube. Hello to you too on YouTube. How are you guys? How are things cooking? All right. How are things cooking? Would love to know where you guys, where are you guys logging in from? Like, what's the background? So there's a couple of things I'd love to know always. One is, where you guys logging in from? So what country or what nationality? I'd love to always know. Like, if you're from Dubai, from the US, from London. And also, I'd love to know if you guys are realtors. Okay, so you're logging in from home. Okay, where is home? Vamubin is logging in from home. Okay, and I'd love to know if home is in Dubai or in another country. Okay, and I'd love to know if you are thinking of becoming a real estate agent or if you are already an agent. Bilal, assalamu alaikum. Sumaya Arakal, okay, what's the situation? Mr. Bushan, Ravi Singh, Rising Force 666. Wow. Vamubin. All right, guys. I want to ask you, okay, Vamubin, UAE, Sharjah, Indian. Well done. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum, Bilal Sheikh. Fahd Bhai, Bilal here. Yes. How are you, Bilal? Realtor from Karachi. Also selling Dubai. MashaAllah. Rising Force is Kuwait/Dubai. MashaAllah. Investor. Okay, that's awesome. Abhishek Bhuyan, all good, dear. How are you? I'm from India and I'm looking for an investment. All right, that's good, guys. Hey, guys, if you're looking for concerted investments, really, really good investment, I'm partnering up with a very, very, very good developer, in my opinion. Somebody who's got an amazing track record. If you want to drop a hello on WhatsApp, just say, I want to hear from Fahd that particular investment. Okay, that particular. I'm not going to promote it here, but there's like about 6-7 reasons that are very core, principle-based reasons why that development's going to be doing very, very well, in my opinion, of course. So I'd love for you to just send me a quick hello, quick hi, and I will be in touch with you. So just to let you know, like sometimes if you are on Instagram, I can see your name, I can see who you are, who's logging in. But Abhishek, for instance, yourself, I don't want you to put your contact details in the comments, because everybody's going to see them. So I'm sure you want to keep them private. But I will be able to not contact you unless you WhatsApp me. So I would be very humbled if you send me a WhatsApp message and connect with me and my team. MashaAllah. Allahu Akbar. So somebody's asking. Sumaya Rakal says, Rising Force has a question. Okay, so let's go one by one. What do you think about studio in DLRC or Silicon? Both same price. DLRC is off plan, but Silicon is 7 years old building. Okay. So I personally think both are good. So DLRC, also good. Silicon Oasis, also good. Here's a couple of things that you're going to have to assess, okay? DLRC is off plan, but Silicon is 7 years old building. Okay. See, both have pros and cons, okay? So let's start with some pros, okay? With the Silicon Oasis, because you buy something that's ready, you can start generating rental income immediately. With the Silicon Oasis, if you needed the money and you wanted to resell the property for something else, you can do that instantly, right? So super fast, right? The couple of things that you can't do, there's a couple of things that you can't do with the Silicon Oasis apartment is obviously at the 10-year mark, what ends up happening is the 10 years mark, what ends up happening is the building is no longer under the contractor's warranty. So you got to keep that in mind. Also, you've got to keep in mind that 7 years old building, sometimes I'm not talking about this particular building that you might be eyeing at. 7 years is decent amount of time in Dubai. Like that's the time that you want to start exiting. So if you're not exiting and you're buying right now, you need to check very thoroughly the quality of the building. Now, you're buying in Silicon Oasis a studio, so you're not looking for high luxury amazingness, but you're looking for basic decency, right? The building should have no smell on any of the floors. The corridors should not have mold, right? The swimming pool should be clean. It should be well maintained. Like tenants should want to come and live there, right? The parking, the in, the out, the concierge, the security. These are small things, but they should be well managed, okay? So if it's well managed, it's good. DLRC, if it's off plan, basically you're going to end up getting a brand new apartment, okay? But now you've got to see who's the developer, when are they going to deliver it, what's the quality they're going to deliver. All of that stuff you're going to have to understand, right? Okay, so you've got to understand a little bit beyond just the development. If I was you, if it was just me, I would pillar towards the off plan, and I'll tell you why. But I have to do a little bit more research on the developer, their credibility, and what they've already delivered. If let's say in front of me is Anu, okay, and every time she has any task, she's always on time. In fact, she always does it one day before. So can I rely that she can finish any task that's assigned to her on time, probably before? Yes or no? Right? And let's imagine that all the tasks she accomplishes are always at very good quality levels, right? So by Mubin Walaikum Assalam. So can I imagine that she'll do it in a good way? Good, right? But let's say there's person X who's new to this environment, office, on my project team. I don't know if they're going to, maybe they'll do work better than you, but maybe they're late by 2 days, always. Or maybe they're not late. We don't know, right? So that's what you've got to, there's a lot of things that you're going to have to analyze. Simple question. What do you think about developments in Al Marjan Island? Look, it's you're asking me for a very developer specific. I generally tend to avoid giving you just developer specific advice for many reasons. Like, you know, we in Dubai, we are held to what we say online. Okay, so I want to be very careful. I'm pretty sure they're very good, but unless I actually do more research, if you notice, I've given the other person very easy generic advice that they can apply. But unless this particular developer, I look at their actual offering that you're looking at buying, I can't tell you if they're super good. But there's other things that might be very good. Ras Al Khaimah, the things are going better, so on and so forth, right? So you might be able to judge. If you ask me how to evaluate a developer, I can tell you, okay, look at what's their credibility, what they have delivered already, and then look at the price points and so on and so forth, right? This will help you make better decisions. Yes? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Bismillah. Sumaya asked me a question, okay? May Allah bless you. Okay, Sumaya Arakal asks, what was the question again? I'm trying to bring that question. Is she still here so I can answer? Yes. Zamzum. Sumaya Arakal asked a question. The question was, to become a real estate agent, where to start? Okay, the first things first. Hey guys, I see a lot of people on YouTube watching. Hey, send across to us a question. Tell us what you guys think. Tell us where you're joining in from. I'd love to know where you guys are joining in from. All right, welcome, Sadak Na Shekhawat 3636. Welcome. I understand, Ravi. Thank you for understanding. I appreciate your understanding. Okay, I want to know. All right, Insta360. We ask Bushan for some tea. Okay. If he's there. I don't know if Bushan's there. Okay. Bless you guys. All right. So, Mayam, the most important thing is, where are you in life? And then if there are some videos that I've made on how to start as a real estate agent, okay? These videos are, I think, 7 years old. Okay, joining from South Africa. Lehlo Honolo Motsauri. Wow, what a name, man. Lehlo Honolo Motsauri. Okay, so guys, I have a question. So Sarak, the one thing that you really, before you start in real estate in Dubai, the one thing that you need to be really clear about is why. Okay, now I'm not saying go and sit under a tree and figure out your why, but at least have some why. It could be for money. It could be for Shoaib Muhammad, Assalamu alaikum. It could be for freedom. Okay, I'm not saying working in real estate will get you freedom. I'm saying, why do you want to start in real estate, right? Have that why really, really clear. Okay, so hi, Sumaya, you're joining in from Sharjah, right? That's fine. Why you need to have that very clear is because real estate is going to test you. Tamanna Siddiqui, okay, Assalamu alaikum, welcome. Real estate is going to test you, okay? Just like any other career, okay? Just like any other career, real estate is also going to test you, okay? So today, if I said I want to become an internet marketing guru, and I want to start because I think that I'll be able to make money, there's a lot of demand and so on and so forth. You know that when I start, in the beginning, nobody's going to be nice to me. Nobody's going to necessarily be nice to me. Nobody's going to want to give me work. Nobody's going to be like, yeah, you're amazing. But I've got to grow. But that growth period can be very challenging, right? It can be tough, right? There are days you might not close deals. There will be months you might not close deals. But that's where your why is going to be super important, okay? So there are people over here who are real estate agents, Tamanna, Bilal, Shoaib, I don't know about Khalil. Think about it, and I would love for you guys to, jump in here and say, tell me what were your original challenges, your original tough things that I'm not going to say you suffered through, but stuff that you found very difficult in the beginning. So the first thing, Sumaya, that you're going to have to do is write down why you want it, and then be very, very certain and strong and almost stubborn-headed to say, I'm going to do this. Okay, Grace Play, YT says hi, hello. Okay, that's the number one thing. Then you go in to start trying to apply to companies and so on and so forth. There's a few videos that I've made many, many years ago, 6 years ago, of if you want to become a real estate agent, where should you be starting out, and what should you be doing? Okay, so you should get a driving license. You should have one. You should go and join a good company. Now, the best companies in Dubai, if you're very, very young or do not have enough experience, might not hire you. But that's okay. You're not, what you don't want to do is don't get rejected, dejected, and don't feel really bad. Because you can start in a mid-tier company, and there's some great people in mid-tier companies who might be able to guide you the correct way. Okay, so you want to start there and really start investing in yourself. Okay, so understand your why. Find a good company, a mid-tier company. See if they have a great training program. If they don't have a great training program, at least when you go there, say, I'd like to get a mentor assigned to me, somebody who I can serve. When you're a mentee, serve the mentor. And I'm not talking about bringing coffee for them, but helping them with their work, right? So that they will then, in return, give you advice and help you when you absolutely, crucially need it, right? Does that make sense? Okay, may Allah bless you. So Maya, what else questions can I answer for you? Okay, ask me any other question that you might have. Abhishek Bhuyan, okay, on YouTube, is Majan a good area to think an investment? Yeah, it's good. Again, you've got to look at a few other things, right? So you're going to look at infrastructure development. How long will it take for that entire area and the infrastructure around it to develop? I would say that the real value starts coming in 3 to 5 years in that area, perhaps, because that place is still not fully developed and infrastructurized. What's the developer that you're buying from? What's the quality that you're buying? These are the things you want to look at to be able to know that you're doing a good deal, okay? Or you're getting into a good deal, okay? These are the things that you're going to have to look at. All right. Yeah, I'd love to know from you guys, what are the tough times that you guys faced? Assalamu alaikum, Imad. How are you? Tamanna, Bilal. What are the tough things that you faced in your career earlier part? There are other agents, perhaps they might get some inspiration from you guys, right? So, Samaya, did I answer your question? You understand your why, be stubborn, and decide that I want to go forward in this, and then look for mid-tier companies and go there and work for 1 or 2 years. Don't skip them very fast, okay? And get a mentor to teach you. Bilal, I'm looking at your question. I remember you asked, Fahd, by sitting in Karachi and recommend offline, and which location is good? Dubai South? Bilal, the thing is, if you're sitting in Karachi and selling Dubai offline, of course, it becomes a little bit of a challenge because you yourself are not totally familiar with all the areas 100%, but it's not the most impossible thing. Again, if you're sitting in Karachi, then if you're looking at from a affordability perspective, then yeah, Dubai South might be the more affordable area for your catchment or your potential people. And there are some developers coming in Dubai South who are very well known in Pakistan as well. Therefore, you might have an opportunity to be able to convince them faster. Okay, so I'm not saying that is the only one you should be selling, but you might be able to convince them a little bit faster. Does that make sense? Okay, so yes, you could, but then I'll tell you something. Like if you were to bring somebody here today, right, and they were meant to just drive from one part of town to Dubai South, there's some people who are going to like it. And they're going to say, okay, this makes sense to me. Okay, I'm not paying a lot of money, or I'm paying a better price because of the distance from the city center. But then they're going to be able to see that the new airport, it's not a new airport, it's operational since 2013. Okay, it's operational since 2013. So it's a 12-year-old airport. It's just not being used heavily by all the airlines. There were times when the runway here was getting optimized. So flights landed there, okay, in 2014 and so on and so forth, right? But when you come here, let's say from Pakistan, and you're thinking, okay, let's go and see this place, and you're somewhere near downtown or older parts of Dubai, and then you drive to Dubai South, there are people who are going to say, I love this. I absolutely know what's going to happen. I know that Dubai is growing. That's how all the areas grow. Places like Arabian Ranches used to be looked at, hey, it's really far. And now everybody's like, no, it's really good, right? So if that happens, you'll get a buyer who's like super excited about it. And then you'll get a buyer who'll be like, no. I don't want to be out of the city center so far for 5 years, right? Okay. Does that make sense? So if you're just promoting one place, then you've got to be clear in your head. You've got to say, listen, the argument that you've got to build to your buyer and say, look, I'm only promoting properties which are well priced today. They're not cheap properties, by the way. They're well priced today at better payment plans with higher capital appreciation prospects over the 5 to 10 years period. Okay. So you've got to do it like that. Faisal Al-Jarwan, Assalamu Alaikum. So you've got to give them that perspective. And if they say, no, I want a property that I'm willing to pay high amounts of money and I want it to be in the center of the city, then yeah, that's not your client for Dubai South. End of story. Does that make sense? Okay, may Allah bless you. Okay, Bilal, you asked me a question. I'm coming to your question, Abhishek. Just give me 1 second. I've got a question here on Instagram as well from somebody who asked the question before you. Okay, so I kind of like go back and forth. I'm not strictly first come first serve because sometimes the question is really small, so I'll answer that first because it's really small. Like not small as in the question small, but it's a quick answer. So I'll do that sometimes. Okay, may Allah bless you. So Rising Force 666 asks, but as I see, there's a lot of units will be handover in 2027, in 2028 in DLRC. Is that good for investor point of view? And what is ROI now there? Okay. But DLRC and Silicon Oasis they're like next to each other, right? So what is going to be the difference? Okay, guys, listen. Here's the thing okay. A lot of times, a lot of people are too worried about what's going to come in the future, the next 3 to 4 to 5 years. Like, everybody's a pundit and has a crystal ball to be able to start predicting what's going to happen after 2-3 years, right? And the problem is that at this moment in time, sitting right now, you're not able to make the right decisions. But for some reason, everybody's wrong now. Like, if you're in the market to buy now, wouldn't it have been better if you were buying in 2021? Right, Anu? Right, so everybody's trying to predict what's going to happen 2 to 3 years later. But almost everybody is wrong right now. Why? Why couldn't you predict 2 to 3 years ago what was going to happen now? So what does this mean, Anu? People have no idea what they're doing. Assalamu alaikum, brother Asin. People who are trying to predict the Dubai market do not have the knowledge or the experience to be able to accurately predict where the market's going to go. Does that make sense? Because if you had that, guys, the reports were there before as well. And we were there to try to tell you. Like, we had the reports even in 2020 and in 2021. But who had the guts to take action? Right? So the point I'm trying to make is, DLRC question is, listen, Dubai, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 apartments coming in the next 20, 24, 25 years, next 2, 3, 4 years. You've got to remember that there's almost 2 million people commuting into Dubai every single day from the neighboring Emirates for work. And you've got to remember that at some stage right now, the rental situation in Dubai is pretty dramatic. Is it or not? Like, are you paying more than what you were paying 2 years? Okay. It's just 2 years, right? I'm not going to ask how much you're paying, right? 500,000 dirhams in rent. Okay. She lives in District 1, right? Actually, in District 1, you can't afford now 500,000. In District 1, it's $1 million dirham plus now for houses, right? The point I'm trying to make is, guys, listen, alhamdulillah, this is a good thing that we've got decent inventory coming into the market. It gives rise to rents to come down in a way that they become more manageable for the end user, for the person who's living there. Yeah, like, you guys have to remember, like, machines don't pay these rents. It's people who pay these rents, right? Does that make sense to you guys? It's not machines that are paying these rents. It's people who pay these rents, number one. Number two, when you talk about when you talk about apartments coming in DLRC, you got to remember that there's a ton of people who commute in from the neighboring Emirates. So the moment these apartments come, and if rents stabilize and we don't have the same kind of influx coming in from people who are moving to Dubai, if that is not continuing, then we've got people coming from Sharjah, Ajman, Al Quwain who would move into these apartments. So you won't be empty. You will not be in a situation where you are going to be struggling. Okay, so chill, relax. Now comes this. Now comes the kicker. You then have to buy good quality today. So if you're not buying good quality, good developer, good amenities today, that is what would be the problem. Okay, that is what would be the problem. Okay, so if you're not buying good quality, good amenities, good like the things that need to be good should be bought. If you're not doing that, you will then have a problem. Okay, that's the main point where problem comes in. All right, does that make sense? So it doesn't matter if you're even in JVC, the buildings that are really, really good command a high premium, guys. Tenants like to live in that area. The location is really good. People just like to be there, and people just like to be there and pay a decent amount of rental income. Like at the end of the day, people need to live, right? Abhishek Bhuyan asks, Dubai South versus DLRC versus Arjan. Which area would be good from an investor? See, the thing, again, Dubai South. The new airport's coming up over there. The government's going to invest $120 billion dollars over the next, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. A lot of development's going to take place. Now, the question is, can you stick around for the ride over there, for the development to really come through, for the prices to go up, so on and so forth? Welcome, Mehru Bhatti, right? Assalamu alaikum, brother Ahsan. Now, that's the main thing, right? DLRC has a very easy catchment area. You've already seen, right? I've already talked about this. DLRC is close to Sharjah, close to Old Dubai, close to Al Ain Road, close to downtown. So obviously it has that huge tenant potential from that perspective. And then Arjan, I think, is from a development perspective, in terms of being fully infrastructurized, I think it's only about 3 to 4 years away. All right, it's only about 3 to 4 years away. Now, what does that mean? So if you looked at how quickly can the infrastructure develop, you would look at Arjan and DLRC. It's much faster, much quicker. Okay, and it's got a lot of already good things around that place, right? There's schools, there's hospitals, right? So DLRC has schools close by, hospitals close by, metro connectivity. Dubai South also has metro connectivity, closer to the current airport, right? Closer to the commercial hubs, but then Dubai South's going to become a future commercial hub. So when you look at all of this, you're like, okay, how do I balance this? Now you have to go and look at who you're buying from, which developer you're buying from, all right? You could buy from the big guys, like the absolute branded top developers, and you're pretty much guaranteed that they'll be good because they know how to build communities and they've done a good job for many, many, many years. But the moment you can't afford them, the moment you start stepping down, then you've got to look at each developer's track record, credibility, quality, and what you will be able to rent it and resell it. And this applies across the board. Okay, guys, remember, Abhishek, you're doing just one comparison of just location, macro locations, right? When you're buying in Dubai, it's just not the macro location. It's also about doing things beyond just the macro location. Does that make sense? Did I answer your question, Abhishek? Did I answer your question, right? Because I wanted to explain. So, Asan Mohammed Shoaib asks, Fahd Bhai, how much is the average ROI in Dubai? Average ROI is vary between 5 to 6 to 7%. Asan asks, Asan Abdullah, so prices will come down or stay where they are to maintain yield? Okay, brother Asan, this is my understanding, and I'd love for you to actually chime in here and give me your opinion as well, right? So of international cities like London, New York, and so on and so forth. Dubai right now on the buying scale is still the fourth cheapest in the top global cities. Okay, so it's the fourth cheapest, which means it gets the maximum amount of square foot for $1 million. So it's the fourth cheapest. And it is still a maturing market. It's still an emerging maturing market. It's not a mature old market, okay? As it's the fourth cheapest, and because there's a lot of demand, what we've seen is in the last 20 years, the rental yields were 9% used to be easy. Like, you guys don't know this, right? You guys don't know this. So 9% used to be 9%. There were specific areas you could go for 9%, 10% as well. International city, sometimes Silicon Oasis. 8% was the norm. So this, I'm talking about 15 years ago. 9% was easy. Everybody talked about it and said, oh yeah, I'm getting 9%. Then 8% or 7% was the norm in the nicer places. And then when you went into luxury areas like downtown Palm Jumeirah, you were getting squeezed to 6.5%, 6%. But where has this moved? It has moved further down, right? Because prices are continuing to go up. So even if rents are going up, have been going up, what's not happening is you're not able to get the same yields out. And this is not a bad thing about Dubai. This is just a natural progression of a certain market, okay? As more people come over here, as sale prices go up, rents cannot always give you 9%. It's kind of like, you remember the original days when mobile phones used to be really, really expensive and calls were very expensive, and then started becoming cheaper. Data became cheaper. So rents in Dubai are also going to get squeezed, in my opinion, as the market matures, and we will mimic other mature markets. Like, if you look at London, New York, they're at 5%, 6%. Why? Because sale prices have gone up, right? Even though sale prices are still the fourth cheapest in the world, sale prices are still going up, right? So Dubai is still catching up. So now, Brother Essen, do I think that over the long term, rental incomes will come down? Yes, but now here's the funny thing. It will still depend on what you bought, what price you bought. If you got a great deal, you still could clear 10%, right? Like, I know, right? And here's an interesting thing now. I'm going to tell you something. So somebody so one of my investors, one of my friends, one of my clients, they bought an apartment in the downtown area, Business Bay area, and the price was 1.2 million, okay? But here's the kicker. They bought it at a very good time when it was just 1 year away from delivery, and they relied on my judgment, and I said, look, it's a good deal, take it, right? Now, I think their first year rent was 100,000. Okay, so even if you take out service charges and everything, forget that the value of the apartments today at 1.7 to 1.9 million. Okay, so forget that the value of the apartments gone up by 500,000 or 700,000 dirhams. That's good, right? The fact is, on 100,000, if you minus, let's say, I don't know, 15,000 as service charges, 85,000 divided by 1.2 million. Okay, they were at 7% net rental yield 2 years ago. Now, I think it was like 110,000 now. 110,000 divided by 1.2. I'm just doing. They're at 9%. 9%. So, wow. It's gone up very fast. So rental yields also depend on the price that you bought at and what you bought at. Does that make sense, guys? So if you bought a good deal at a good price and you hold it for 2, 3, 4 years and the rents are going up, you don't have to worry too much. Nitin saying hi. The rental yields will, on good assets, This is actually a good point for me myself as well. Thanks for that question, Brother Hassan. On good assets, that's a good point. On good assets, rental yields actually go up. I'm not even talking about, okay, you made 2 years rent and now your investment is back in the pocket and so this is the only money that no, I'm talking about full price. On good assets, rental yields have an opportunity to go up. Bad assets, rental yields will not go up because the rental income will not go up, right? So does that make sense, right? Welcome, Real Estate Info 25. Does this make sense? So if you bought a really good asset because this person just, they listened, right? They listened. Like, I can tell you the name of the building that they bought in. I can tell you the name of the building that they bought in. I can tell you because there's no more inventory right now. But they bought in a very good building in Business Bay. It was called Ahad. And I gave them this advice based on a few parameters, right? What were the few parameters? The few parameters were good developer, very close to handover, very good location. And they had the guts to be able to make that decision. So they had the courage to be able to make that decision. And when they did make that decision, in the beginning, the rents were okay, but now the rents, they're clearing 8 to 9%. So 8 to 9%, right? Allah Mubarak, it's really good, right? What do you guys think? So guys, if you guys are joining in, tell me what you guys do. Are you real estate investors or are you guys agents? Okay, so Real Estate Info, Tamanna, Shoaib, Sarah. So Brother Hassan, I hope I was able to explain the perspective that price points can actually go up, right? Price points can actually go up. Hey guys, I want to ask you guys a question. What's the one biggest dream you've ever had and are you still chasing it? I'd love to know what's the one biggest dream you've ever had and are you still chasing it? Okay, I'd love to know, love to hear from you guys. Real Estate Info, Tamanna, Shoaib, Sarah Big D. Okay, Sarah Big D. Okay, bless you. Love to know what's the one biggest dream you've ever had and are you still chasing it? Come on guys, talk to me guys. Don't be shy. Uncle Roger 775. Okay, I've got a question here from Grace Plays YT. To be a real estate agent, what things one should learn in their home country which are going to help them in Dubai real estate? Listen, invest in yourself, improve your communication, get good with English language, good with understanding things, and but the one thing I would love for you guys to do is, if you really want to work and do well in Dubai, then move to Dubai. All right guys, I would love to hear, hey guys, where are you guys coming in from? Are you a real estate agent or an investor? And tell me, what's the one dream that you've had? What's the one biggest dream you've ever had? And are you still chasing it? Shoaib, I've got a question for you, mashallah. What is it? Fahd Bhai, how much is the average ROI in Dubai? I already answered this. Another question, sir. What documents are needed to buy property as a foreigner? Your passport, okay? Your passport in general. And then developers will sometimes have different requirements, okay? So developers will sometimes have different requirements. What might they ask? They might ask for your national ID, your driver's license, so on and so forth, okay? Sir, which off-plan projects are most trusted in Dubai? Listen, just to let you know, there's 1,800 development companies in Dubai, okay? There's 1,800 development companies. Some have projects at different levels. Some are running projects at the moment. Some are not running projects at the moment, so on and so forth. Saleha Properties, mashallah. Abhishek, thank you for answering. Come on, guys. You guys are too quiet on Instagram. I'd love to know, Tamanna, Shoaib, Sarah, what's the one dream that you've ever had and are you still chasing it? Abhishek gave me a nice answer. I like that, Abhishek. The world is big. So my personal opinion is what we achieve as a dream and we get ready for the new one. I think I understand what you're saying. You're saying the world is big and then you can't have just one big dream. You have a dream, you achieve it, and then you go on to have more dreams, right? You go on to have more dreams. May Allah bless you. I like what you're saying. Shruti Parmar, welcome. Okay. Saleha. Private driver 73. MashaAllah. My biggest dream is to become a successful real estate developer in Dubai. Abhishek says, yes, bro. Okay. Developer in Dubai, and yes, I'm still working hard every day to achieve it. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah will make it easy. Will make it easy. Real estate info 25. What's the biggest dream you've ever had, and are you still chasing it? Are you still chasing it? Let's take some. Looks like some people don't want to talk. They don't want to give advice. They don't want to comment. Come on, guys. What's your biggest dream, and are you still chasing it? Okay, let me answer some agent questions, okay? Got a question from an investor. Tamanna asks a question, okay? Tamanna Siddiqui got a question from an investor where he was asking, will this war situation affect UAE real estate market? What's your take on this question? You know, I'm gonna tell you what one of my colleagues and employees said to me, because he was born and raised in Kuwait. So some of you might not know this, but Kuwait had a little bit of a situation back in 1991. Okay, some of you might not know this, or might not be born, or might be too young to know this. Okay, but I was old enough. I remember. I remember I was in Pakistan at that time. Okay, and there was a little bit of a fear. Okay, in fact, in 1991 February. Yeah, some of you. Who was born then? Were you born? Nah. Born? La ilaha illallah. Sorry? But you know this, yeah? Okay, so you know a little bit about history, okay? Tamanna, were you born at that time? Not to know your age, but were you guys around, okay? Basically, we saw a lot of Kuwaitis came here. One of my people we knew had to get out of the country. They got out on boats and so on and so forth. But one thing I'm going to tell you guys is, this colleague of mine, this person who works in my team, his father was a professor at university in Kuwait. All he said is to his son, keep your head down and do your work. Do your part, guys. Like, you know, like as an individual, what do? We ask God for safety and peace, and just do your work. Okay? I can tell you. So your question is, will this war situation affect UAE real estate? I can tell you, I'm an optimist, and I look things in a very positive way. Nishan Dugal ki aale, in a very positive way, okay? And I've only seen Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, go from strength to strength to strength to strength with everything that's been happening in the world. Okay, so we don't have to go very far, but you can go to, I don't know, you can go to M. Yasin Khan. Sir, where are you from originally? Take a guess. It's a very easy thing to guess. So Yasin Khan, it's very easy for you to guess where I'm from originally, okay? So Tamanna, I'm still answering your question, okay? Bless you, my sister. What you've got to realize is, let's not go very far back, but you guys might not know this, but there was the first Gulf War between Iran and Iraq between 80 to 88. 8 years. And you know Dubai is in the region, UAE is in the region. What's happened in the 80s? Dubai's grown from strength. Then 1991, there was another situation, right? Iraq and Kuwait. Okay? So what happened? Dubai grew. USSR. The former USSR. Again, some of you guys are too young to remember. The former USSR broke up into 11, 12 countries. What happened? In fact, everybody came here to buy more goods and services. Then we've got 2001, right? You guys were born then or no? Right? Again, Dubai people come here. They come here to work and so on and so forth. Invest here as well, right? 2003, we had the Iraq situation. And, you know, from 2008, we had the global financial crisis. Really bad. Again, you guys don't know about this. But Dubai rebounded very, very strong. In 2015, some of you guys don't know about this, but 2015 or 16 or 17, there was the situation with another of the neighbor countries, alhamdulillah, but oil prices were low. But what's happened today? Here's the thing. So everybody was scared in 2015, 16, 17. But today, everybody is saying, I wish that I had bought in Dubai Hills at that time. I wish. So you wish. So guys, listen. Like the thing is, will it affect or not? We say we ask God for safety and we ask God for making things safe. I personally think that things will become okay. I personally think that things will be okay. So follow your path, follow your dream, follow your vision. Don't get distracted by world news. It is too distracting. I know that it is very distracting, but you've got to stay your path. Do your path. Do your thing. Okay, Tamanna? So I don't know if I answered your question, sister, but investors, you're scared, tell them, like, look, I don't have a crystal ball, right? Will it affect or not? But I do know what's happened in the past, right? The pandemic happened. Like, a lot of people, like, sometimes, hi, Dijendra. Hey, guys, where are you guys from? I'd love to know where you guys logging in from. Real Estate Info, Tamanna, Isaac, Solomon, Cyril, Great Man, Dijendra, Sahu, Nishan, Dugal, ki haal hai? You okay, brother? You're right. Acha, so, guys, do you guys understand this? A lot of people, they think about what's going to happen. But, okay, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you guys a question. Is what's happening right now worse than what was happening during the pandemic? No. Right? No, right? Because right now, people could just say, okay, peace, and they have the control to stop. Correct? The pandemic was this invisible virus, and we didn't even know, like, what can it touch? How can it be spread? I know people who flew out of the country, and when they came back, they got wrist and bangles, like metal bangles, because the country said, no, you can't travel from here to there, right? I know people had to stay at home, right? Allahu Akbar. Yeah. So which was worse? But for some reason, the fear now is worse. Fear at that time was quite severe. Yes or no? Alhamdulillah, we lived, right? We went okay. So guys, listen. So Tamanna, did I answer your question? We learned Khamis, mashallah. What is the practical number for handover in 2025, 2026, brother? I really don't know. I've seen numbers here and there, but I really honestly don't know, okay? So what do you guys think? Tamanna, did I answer your question? Real Estate Info 25, what's your question for today? Or what is the biggest dream you've ever had, and are you still chasing it? May Allah bless you. Allah Mubarak. Okay. Tamanna, did I answer your question? What do you think? So the basic bottom line is, do not operate from a place of fear, guys. Otherwise, you'll never grow. Okay. Thank you, brother. Well explained. May Allah bless you. You're welcome. Okay. Anytime. I've got a question. Yeah, Isaac 10 Solomon says war were happening 40 years back will happen after 40 years as well. Yeah, this is that emoji, right? Like, yeah, like what do we do, right? Amongst all of this, we ask God for safety. All right, okay. Guys, I'd love for you guys to tell me what's that one dream that you've ever had, and are you still chasing? Okay, what's your question? Hello, when is the full moon? I don't know. How many people have phone? Washtasek, I don't know. Somebody asked. Yeah, my question, Khamis, I just want to know, what's that one dream that you've ever had, and are you still chasing it? Come on, tell me. Real Estate Info, Tamanna, Isaac, Cyril, Khamis, who's a great man, Nishan Dugal. All right, boy, Abhishek says 2027, 2028. Which area would be best in terms of rental if done investment in 2025? Please suggest for a studio. Go to the residential areas, brother. Okay. The residential areas are excellent. Okay. Generally speaking, for rental income. And you don't have to worry about them. They're very affordable. Everybody ends up renting them and so on and so forth, okay? So the residential areas are JVC, JVT, Sports City, okay? Arjan, IMPZ or Production Zone, okay? If you want buildings over there, look for buildings that have less studios. That would be also very good. So in Sports City, there are some towers called Olympic Park Towers, OP 1, 2, 3, 4. They have less studios or they have one bedrooms. Also, if your budget allows you to upgrade to a one bedroom, then see if you can get a one bedroom. You will be better served rather than just sticking to a studio. Does that make sense? Okay. Who here is a real estate agent and is familiar with some of these buildings? Okay, so somebody asks a question. How can new agents quickly succeed in Dubai real estate? I want to ask you a question. But yeah, what is this obsession with quick success? Quick success. How can somebody become old fast? Huh, Krishna? You want to become old fast? Anu? You want to become old fast? Why do people always say we want to succeed fast? You don't know. Do you want to succeed fast? because you're next to over here. Guys, I understand the urgency. There is fun in the journey. I understand that I am also very impatient on some things in life. But wallahi, just chill. Just relax. Because when your definition of success right now is not going to be the same definition in 2 years. Why? I'll tell you. Let's say you're an agent who's starting out. You are dreaming, if I could just make, whatever level you are dreaming that if I could make 10,000 dirhams a month. Or let's say the level that you are, your lifestyle, you're like, if I could make 50,000 dirhams a month. Okay. 2 years, that's success, right? 2 years later, you're making that. Welcome. Now what's going to happen? You have a wife, you have a car, you have an apartment. 50,000 dirhams is like the month started on the 8th of the month. What? Where did this go? Oh my God. Now you're like, I want success. What success? I want to be a billionaire. I don't know. So guys, listen. Success is always there. Even why don't you think about it that the fact that you are in real estate today is success on its own? Do you know how many people are not able to start in real estate because they're still scared? So the fact that you're able to start thinking about real estate is success on its own. Now you want to go and start making money. What should you do? So instead of saying how new agents quickly succeed in Dubai real estate, you want to say, how can I make sure that I'm doing well in the work that I'm doing every single day? That's what you want to do. Saleha, do you understand? Does that make sense to you? You want to be able to do well every single day. And if you're doing well every single day, success will come and kiss your feet. Right? Does that make sense or no? Huh, Krishna? This is interesting, huh? Who's the greatest batsman in cricket? You follow cricket? Do you follow cricket? Who's the best batsman ever? Tendulkar, right? Did we ever hear him talk about records? And did he say I want to have... Okay, Virat Kohli, okay, he's also a very good batsman. I like both of them, right? Very, very good. But did you ever hear them talk about records? Or did you hear them talk about becoming the best player? That's what they were trying to do. Right, Anu? They were not looking to make that record. And they got the records. They are very successful batsmen. SubhanAllah, they were just looking to improve themselves every day. This is very interesting. I've never thought about it like this. This question has got me to think about success and money. Noreen and Fatima. Nishan Dugal, how are you, brother? MS Dhoni, best captain. Okay, I agree, best captain, mashallah. The best price per square foot, what today the developers are asking, do they give any opportunity for the investors to resell at a good price, or the investor would sit on the rental? Yes, Abhishek, this is very critical for you to understand that it is a challenge because, look, the developers are actually funding your purchase. With a payment plan, they call it interest-free. It's not interest-free. There is a cost of capital, right? So the developers have to, and remember, they bought the land, which is expensive. They're committing to construction, which today is expensive. Oil prices are going up, blah, 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 etc., etc. They still have to make money. Now, they've taken all this risk today. Why should you be able to make money in 3 years' time? Which is why you might have to wait post 3 years, which is why you've got to buy the right developer. Talk to me, talk to my team. We'll give you the developers where the handover is in less than 1 year time. Those are the developers you want to buy. I'm going to be promoting one project that I stand behind very strongly because I've seen the results and I can close my eyes and say buy here, right? I know that they've done very well. They're very good with their investors, and they have really delivered a lot of value. Okay, does that make sense? All right, guys, does that make sense? So love to know where you guys are logging in from. Real Estate Info, Isaac Solomon, you're from Dubai. Zamzam, Sumaya Rakal from Sharjah, Tahir Chaudhry, I don't know where you're from. Nishan Dugal, where are you coming in from, brother? So does that make sense, Abhishek? You gotta remember, everybody's in business, guys. Everybody's in business, okay? So they're in business to make money. Say, they're not in business to make you money. India, Nishan Dugal is from India, mashallah. Whereas the others from Real Estate Info, Isaac Solomon, Tahir Chaudhry, mashallah. Mashallah. Biggest dream is owning a private jet. Allahu Akbar. Wow. PJ. Let's just private jet it. MashaAllah. Allahu Akbar. That's really, really good. Allahumma barik. May Allah bless. I also have that dream, by the way. I want a private jet as well. Okay, alhamdulillah. Biggest dream is owning a private jet. Thank you very much for that comment. What's your favorite project? So my favorite project at the moment in time, is by a very particular developer called TownX. Okay. There's a couple of reasons why they're really, really good. Okay. There's a couple of reasons. I'm going to now justify it. Okay. Real Estate Info. Are you still chasing that dream? Okay. And what are you doing to chase that dream? Are you selling tons and tons and tons? May Allah bless you. Okay. So here's the thing. The best project in my view right now, there's a particular project by a developer called TownX. There's 6 reasons why they're very good. Pricing. So when you're looking at pricing, downtown, some other areas are touching 3,000 per square foot. The pricing with this developer is between the 1,500 per square foot range, maybe about 1,600. So there's still room for growth, and you're still cushioned from a market correction. Number 1. Number 2, they deliver high-end quality. They don't deliver luxury. They don't deliver low-end quality or average quality. They deliver high-end quality. Number 3, their developments are already launched. They're close to getting handed over in the next 1 to maximum 2 years. Okay, so you're not waiting very, very long to get handover. Okay, so this is where you are taking care of your risk. You're not waiting 3 years. Okay. Number 4 is they've done 7 developments, and the Google reviews, everything tells me that they do really, really well. Okay, people love living there, and any of our investors who've bought with them have been able to successfully resell, or if they're holding on to their assets, they're able to very successfully rent out these properties at a very, very good price point. Okay. Number 5, the infrastructure in the area is really, really good. It's coming up. It's coming to completion. And last but not the least, there's very good rentability and resellability. Okay, guys, very good rentability and resellability. So price, they're very good. Okay, so price, they're very good. Enough said. Okay, I can talk about price all day long, but you've got to understand, you've got to trust me. I've got 15 years of experience at looking all the kinds of developments, selling all kinds of development, and then seeing all kinds of handovers. Okay, these guys know what they're doing. They do it very, very well. Okay, they've got decent, good size apartments. They don't have the tiny box apartments. Okay, they're very close to handover. This handover thing of less than 1 year is a sweet spot. So if you can get in, you can get in and make money faster. You can start renting faster. You can start reselling faster. Okay, they're in a catchment area where there's a lot of people, a lot of investors always looking to invest. Investors have a little bit of money. They go into this area and they try to invest in this area. Okay, the infrastructure in the communities around those residential areas, JVC, JVT, Dubai Arjan, is really, really good. So you've got a good option to be able to take to be able to get good you've got good option to be able to get good rental returns coming in much faster. Okay, does that make sense? Because that's what you and that's what you're really looking to do. Okay, and then you've got the ability to either rent it or flip it. Okay, both have that option. Okay, so that's what you're looking to do. That's what you want to do. In my opinion, these are one of the best, and you're going to see me promoting them because I believe that they're really, really good. If you want more information, just WhatsApp us, guys. They've got very few units left, so they will sell out at some stage. But if you want more information, just WhatsApp, and I will be happy to give you guys information. MashaAllah. All right, Rawal, kaise ho? Tausif. Guys, thank you very much for the questions. We've been going on for almost 1 hour. I say goodbye to all of you guys. Until next time. Bye-bye. This is a very interesting client story. One of my favorites. The entire process was a lot of fun. I hope it was a lot of fun for him as well. This gentleman was absolutely new to investing in the Dubai real estate market, and he was looking for the best ROI. Before he ever spoke to me and my team, he had already interviewed a lot of other advisors and agents. Having watched some of my YouTube videos, he ended up signing up on our VIP elite program, where we take people from start to finish for their investments. And then we started the process of doing the strategy development for him, and then implementing and finding the right properties. We found a very good investment property and a home. I wish him all the best. I believe it's about helping the client find the best properties, and we can invest in the client's future.